Web 2.0. What does it mean and why the hype? This presentation is a conceptual overview and exploration of Web 2.0 and its potential for changing public library services and library patron interaction. Although we are not advocating for libraries to discard their existing structures and methods that work for them, all libraries must at least be aware of what technologies their patrons are using and why they are using them. This presentation will therefore also provide some examples of how Web 2.0 technologies have been embraced by some public libraries and provide some food for thought. In the Web 2.0 world, the web is a platform for all sorts of activities and allows simultaneous interaction. In comparison, the old version of the web was tied to the computer you were using. Web 2.0 is categorized by communication, information sharing, collaboration, interoperability, and user-centered design. Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, and Excel spreadsheets can all be shared via Google Docs, an example of cloud computing, so that users can interact, share, and collaborate in real time. This is much more effective and much easier than sending a Word document back and forth via email. Originally, Web 2.0 was a term introduced in 1999 by electronic information design consultant Darcy Danusi in her article Fragmented Future. The concept began to gain popularity in a conference brainstorming session in late 2004 between Tim O'Reilly, founder of O'Reilly Media, and MediaWeb International owner Dale Doherty. The internet at this time was becoming increasingly more important, and exciting new applications were appearing on a regular basis. O'Reilly and Doherty felt it was essential that a term was used to emphasize that the web was becoming to matter again. The development of new interactive applications for the web was definitely an exciting advance on a global scale. There is and has always been a massive amount of disagreement about just what the definition of Web 2.0 truly is. The World Wide Web inventor Tim Berners-Lee, for example, has labeled the term a piece of jargon since he intended the web to be used as a collaborative medium. Truly, Web 2.0 does not have a solid definition as such, but rather a gravitational core. It is a set of principles and practices that tie together a solid system of sites that demonstrate some or all of those principles. Generally, Web 2.0 can be described as the era when people came to the realization that it was not software that enabled the web, so much as the services that it delivered that mattered. It is an intersection of web applications that facilitate information sharing, user-centered design, and collaboration on the internet. O'Reilly also states that Web 2.0 applications all basically get better the more people use them. O'Reilly's definition has been widely adopted in the library and information science field and has three key elements: the importance of users, participation, and remixing information. A Web 2.0 application allows users to interact and collaborate together in a social media environment as creators of user-generated content. It provides the user with more user interface, software and storage facilities, all through their browser, significantly increasing what was previously possible. Examples of such applications include social networking sites such as Facebook, blogs such as WordPress, wikis like Wikipedia, video sharing sites like YouTube, and hosted services, web applications, mashups, and folksomnies. Specifically, Web 2.0 can be divided into three sections, including rich internet application, web-oriented architecture, and the social web. The era prior to Web 2.0 has since been labeled Web 1.0, when people believed that software company Netscape was the leader of the computer industry. Comparatively, Web 2.0 can be said to be the era where leadership in the computer industry has passed from traditional software companies to a new kind of internet service company. Personal computers were replaced by the web as a platform that mattered, just as the personal computer replaced the mainframe and the mini-computer before it. What distinguishes Web 2.0 from Web 1.0 is the sense of personal involvement and control. The table shown on the slide lists examples of Web 1.0 software and functions and shows the Web 2.0 application or function alternatives that exist today. You can see in the table that Web 1.0 version of Wikipedia was the Encyclopedia Britannica, which prior to 2007 had to be purchased by subscription in order to access the content. Also listed is the previous incantation of blogs, which was the personal website. Web 2.0 itself has transformed the way in which people communicate with one another. Using a computer and browsing the net is no longer one-dimensional, with the focus being on the user's experience and the content they generate. In this way, Web 2.0 has allowed the creation of virtual worlds and online identities. One could in fact say that Web 2.0 has been a quantum leap from the user experience, or at least an evolutionary leap. There are many elements which make up Web 2.0, including RSS and RSS feed readers, tagging, taxonomies, commenting, user-generated content, the web as a platform, mashups, and friending. The diagram on the slide illustrates these aspects of Web 2.0. This presentation will now attempt to describe and discuss the major elements of Web 2.0. Tagging is one of the defining characteristics of Web 2.0. Tags are searchable, browsable ways of categorizing the internet in a meaningful manner. For example, a photo of an African elephant could include such tags as elephant, Africa, Kenya, nature, wild, and safari. This allows the image to be searched for more easily and gives the user a more personal type of control over their content. Tagging is used throughout many Web 2.0 applications, particularly with blogs, video sharing sites like YouTube, or on photo sharing applications like Flickr. Commenting is a Web 2.0 element that permits people to leave comments for the author or creator of content on the web. The Web 1.0 method of leaving feedback was to reply by email. However, now, technology easily permits commenting in a variety of ways, allowing users to provide instant feedback that the authors or creators of content on the web can see in context. This is a particularly helpful feature in blogs. Friending is a way of keeping up with friends in the short term or the long term, no matter where in the world they may be. Social networking sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Flickr allow you to stay in touch with school and work friends or people you have real-life connections with. They also keep you up to date with the interests and activities of your friends. A mashup is a website or web application that seamlessly combines content from more than one source into an integrated experience. For example, the NASIG Conference NeVibes page pulls together the weather in Phoenix where the conference was held, Flickr photos of the conference, and blog posts related to the contents that are tagged with the tag NASIG 2008.7. This creates a mashup of information in various formats relating to that conference in one easy-to-access place. An application that does this successfully is Storify. User-generated content is the essence of Web 2.0. It is important to note that Web 2.0 and its applications would not exist without content generated by its users. Obvious examples of applications that rely heavily on user-generated content would include Flickr, YouTube, and Wikipedia. RSS, really simple syndicating, or RDF site summary technology allows the user to stay up to date with news or information from favorite websites that have been updated. Through an RSS reader such as Google Reader, users can see content from websites they are subscribed to that have been updated or changed. Previously, staying up to date with news or information meant returning to that website on a regular basis. This was extremely time-consuming. With an RSS reader, all of the information that a user requires is available to be read in one place. Da Vinci's Renaissance Man seems particularly apt when attempting to describe Web 2.0, its applications, and what they are capable of. At times, these applications are like the drawing, a blend of art and science. Web 2.0 applications use some or all of these elements to create a comprehensive user experience. We will now attempt to describe some of these applications and the elements they utilize. Blogs are user-generated content published on one site on the internet that consists of a variety of entries called posts. These are generally displayed so that most recent post appears first. Since about 2009, multi-authored blogs have become popular, and this is definitely a step forward for institutions such as libraries who have many staff members and wish to keep their patrons up to date on up-and-coming events or issues. There are now several kinds of blog, including personal blogs, corporate and organizational blogs, genre blogs, video blogs or vlogs, reverse blogs which are written by its users rather than a single blogger, and microblogs like Twitter, which only allows users 140 characters for each post. Popular blogging websites include WordPress, Blogger, and LiveJournal. Social networking sites are places that share user-generated content. They are an online service, platform, or site that focuses on building or maintaining social networks amongst people who share interests, activities, backgrounds, or real-life connections. Users can update their information regularly and add photos, links, and a significant amount of text. The most popular version of this application is Facebook. Taxonomies are systems of classification derived from the process and method of creating and managing tags to categorize content. They typically allow users to collectively classify and find information as a part of social software applications such as social bookmarking and photograph annotation. Perhaps the best example of this is Flickr, where a photo sharing website that allows users to friend other users with similar interests, as well as to tag and organize their content and the content of others. Video sharing sites refers to websites that allow users to share and view video clips. YouTube is perhaps the most popular video sharing site and uses Adobe Flash Player and HTML5 technology to display a multitude of user-generated content such as movie and television clips, music videos, and any amateur content that a user may have created. A wiki is a software application stored on a server where users can add, edit, or delete content collaboratively via a web browser provided the user has an account. They use a simplified text editor, and they also appear as a web page that can be expanded and modified by its users. They can serve many different purposes, but the most popular and well-known is Wikipedia, which is an online encyclopedia about a multitude of subjects that users can add to or edit. So, is Web 2.0 just hype for public libraries? Even if the connectivity of the web as we know it now existed prior to 2004, no digital librarian could have possibly missed the changes to the web since then. The way that Web 2.0 has changed the service that libraries can provide patrons has been termed Library 2.0, which Casey has defined as any library service, physical or virtual, that successfully reaches its users, is evaluated frequently, and makes use of customer input. This new model for service delivery has been discussed at length at conferences, online, and in staff rooms, and is proving to be very popular with library and information professionals across the globe. Just as the core of Web 2.0 is communication and collaboration, the heart of Library 2.0 is user-centeredness. User participation is key to both the physical and virtual service domains in Library 2.0, and its main aim is to create the service the user wants, as well as to encourage new users through customer-driven offerings. It is advisable to take a more critical view of Web 2.0 in the library. Issues can arise quickly, such as, firstly, inadvertently allowing users to breach copyright by uploading articles or documents to social networking sites. Secondly, technical problems moving between social networking sites and the library's secure environment. And finally, blog sites being taken over by web bots due to librarians letting their guard down and not checking and moderating blog comments and contact regularly. The library can also spread themselves too thinly by creating an online presence in more than one space, such as on Facebook, Twitter, and on a blog. Far better and more easily manageable to choose one or two of these applications and devote more time and effort into creating, maintaining, and evaluating it. For example, Moreton Bay Regional Library, located just north of Brisbane, has devoted their attention to creating an excellent Facebook presence, whereby they update their patrons with news of new acquisitions to their collection, new events that may be happening in any of their libraries, such as school-related holiday programs, and advertise any competitions they may be having. They also discuss new books and what their patrons think of these books. An example of the wall from their Facebook page appears on this slide and shows a screenshot of several activities, events, and discussions that library staff are initiating with patrons. Moreton Bay Regional Library have also created a tab on their Facebook page to allow their users to access their catalogue. This has made their Facebook page extremely user-friendly. You can see a screenshot of their catalogue as seen from their Facebook page on this slide. All of the functions from the regular catalogue exist on the Moreton Bay Regional Library Facebook page. This makes it far easier for users to search for their books. Are libraries irrelevant without Web 2.0? Hardly. But we are told that if we want to engage with the next generation in particular, we must embrace the technologies they love or at least learn about them and attempt to offer them in our libraries. Stephen Abrams believes that all librarians should strive to learn the major tools of Web 2.0 and Library 2.0. They should also strive to connect with users via a preferred method of communication, encourage user-driven content, use social networks to the advantage of their own library, and understand the connected communities of blogs and wikis and the concept of web syndication. The approach a librarian takes to Web 2.0 should be a well thought out and strategic approach to becoming familiar with the Web 2.0 tools that are familiar to many of their patrons.